everybody? It's your girl Diana back at it again with another video. And before you ask questions, this mic is simply a prop because honestly speaking, I can't even tell you why. It just is a prop. First of all, if you are new here or if you are a welcoming member but you have not subscribed yet, I suggest that you do so. Make sure you like, comment, and share this video so that it may reach more people. And if you feel led to sow into this ministry of mine, you may do so on CashApp at this time. My CashApp will be in the description box below, and I will also leave a link to it in the comments if I forget to put it in the description box below. And if I forget to do either, I will prayerfully put it somewhere on this screen. Yeah, anyways, you probably read the title of this video and thought to yourself, that's very interesting. And you're probably wondering what I mean when I say, why do we need more unlikable Black women? And I would just like to preface this video by saying that when I say we need more unlikable Black women, I do not mean that we need more of the quote-unquote angry Black woman trope. That is not what I'm referring to in this video. I am simply referring to Black women that are seen as very unlikable characters by most consumers of media, as well as just people in general. Like characters like Olivia Pope from Scandal come to mind, at least for me. Characters like Ava from Abbott Elementary, or in real life, women like Jackie Ina, women who are very strong and almost very polarizing, where you don't really know whether or not you love them or you hate them. So it's like you love to hate them, but you hate to love them at the same time. But you also love the fact that you kind of love them, but you also hate the fact that you kind of hate them. That kind of dichotomy is the kind of relationship that I'm referring to when I say we need more unlikable Black women in media. I would also like to preface this remainder of the essay by saying that if you hear any noises outside, it is because it is currently Thanksgiving as I'm filming this, and I don't have a family to celebrate Thanksgiving with, so I'm just recording this. So I'm recording this video. It's also because it's going to get very loud outside, especially considering the fact that it's, I believe, 3 o'clock in the afternoon when I'm recording this, so be prepared for that. Now, you may be wondering, why on earth do I advocate for these women so much? Why on earth do I advocate for more unlikable Black characters in TV shows, in movies, in books, in sitcoms in general? And the reason is because I struggle with not being liked. And when I say I struggle with not being liked, I mean that I struggle with accepting the fact that not everybody is going to like you in order for you to get the life that the Lord has intended for you. And while most sitcoms and TV shows and books are a large part of secular media, and as an aspiring novelist and journalist, I have to consume a lot of that media in order to create more media, I feel like if we had more Black women that were on television, on screen, in movies, and in books, and in our literature, I feel like we would have a lot more representation in terms of women that have their boundaries, women who can be a little bit mean and still be able to get things done. I mostly advocate for women like this when it comes to Abbott Elementary, because Ava is a mean girl. Let's keep it a buck. Ava is a mean girl. Let's all accept that. But the difference is Ava is mean solely because it's a workplace environment. And if I remember correctly, this is a mockumentary style show, and I believe it's mostly told from Janine's point of view. So Ava being mean to somebody who is considered one of the main characters of Abbott Elementary, aka Janine, it makes sense. It makes sense. And also, it's realistic. It is realistic. We expect mean girls in a workplace dynamic. So having somebody who is in a workplace and not mean makes the show a little bit out of the ordinary. And the fact that Ava is a Black woman who is very obviously mean, very obviously shallow, Although she does have her moments, like when she advocates for the students or when she goes on a date and the man basically calls out her shallow behavior. We see that there is a little bit of that fragility in Ava. It's not just all meanness. It's a display of how you can still be flawed. You can still be a flawed human being. You can still be mean. You can still be shallow to a lot of people. But you can still also have moments of softness where you let your guard down. And I struggle with that because I was always taught from a very young age that women have to be liked in order, to some extent, in order to be able to get their foot in the door. And I thought that that meant that you had to basically kiss some people behind to get into the door. And the main area that I can say that I struggle with this the most is within my family. I will keep it a buck with you. I struggle with not being liked in my family. This is a testimony job. I am a woman. I am the youngest in my family. And as of recently, as I furthered my relationship with the Lord, I've grown to not being as liked as I used to be by my mother, by my sister, by my father, even though I already wasn't really liked by my father before I really delved into the Lord, but we're not gonna get into that right now. But overall, when it comes to the general perceptions of me towards my family, I have not been the most liked person. And it's hard to accept that whenever you are somebody who has grown up in an environment where likability and kind of equaled the ability to love somebody, and that was all that you were displayed. But even in that regard, and thank you, Holy Spirit, it reminded me of this quote that my history teacher in 6th grade, she used to say, I don't remember her name, but she used to say this a lot. And she said, women who follow rules don't make history. And I used to think to myself, like, I want to make history the right way. I want to be able to do things and have people like me, and nobody can question my integrity. Nobody can question if I'm a nice, nasty person or if I'm just regular freaking mean. But as I got older, and now I'm 20 years old and still living with my mom and my sister, I realize now that that is not really okay. That is not really okay. If we keep it in a buck, it's not okay. And every time I think about the process of going through this moment in my life where I'm having to grow past believing that I have to be such a likable person in order to be a respected person, I think of Django. And you might think that this is a very crazy comparison, but hear me out though. Let me cook. In the movie Django Unchained, Jamie Foxx goes through this entire character arc where he is basically a superhero. He is somebody who originally starts out as a slave and then later joins Dr. King Schultz as a bounty hunter. And throughout the entire course of the movie, we see how Django is initially just not liked or is generally opposed simply for being black and a slave, because everybody's just like, I've never seen an N-word on a horse. And that's basically everybody's shock throughout the entirety of the movie. That is until we get to the 4th act of the movie where Dr. King Schultz is killed. Django is taken to these Australian miners. He ends up killing them, and then later ends up going back to the original plantation where his wife is and goes to save his wife, and basically goes on an entire killing spree in the process. The entire time that Django is doing this. He is not liked by anybody. He is pretty much opposed by Candy's lawyer. Initially, he is opposed by Steven, especially. He is opposed by Calvin Candy. He is opposed by everybody. And he basically does not care. Because he's like, I came for one thing and one thing only, and that is to save my wife, and if I gotta kill a bunch of people in the process, so be it. And I didn't grow up with that kind of mindset where I felt like I had to play dirty in order to be respected. And even in the mindset, although I don't believe I have to play dirty in order to be respected, I 100% understand whenever people say that in order to be respected in any sort of industry, especially an industry like journalism or even an industry like social media, you can't always be the nicest person in the room. You can't always be the most relatable person in the room. Some people have to dislike you. And I wish that we had more media representation of that, because as somebody who is not used to that, I feel like if I saw more women like that in media, if I grew up seeing a woman like Ava from Abbott Elementary, if I grew up seeing even women like Hillary Banks who were judged for being quote unquote superficial, if I grew up on women like that, I believe I would have a better mindset on how to heal and how to accept myself as not being liked. And I also feel like we need more women like this in the Christian sphere as well. I feel like we need more Christian sitcom writers who write women of God in general, but especially Black women of God, who have very well exercised boundaries, very well thought out personalities, and very well executed personal growth. That is truly something that I advocate for. Thank you all so much for watching this video and staying until the very end. I pray that you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to sow into this ministry, you may again do so on my Cash App. I will leave it either in the link in the description below, or I will leave a link in the comments to it, or I will just put the name of it as I usually do. And yeah, just thank you. I hope you all have a great day whenever you're seeing this, and I pray that my testimony actually helps some people. And yeah, see you next time.